Do I, 28F, need to worry about my boyfriend's, 24M, friendship with his professor, 25F? I am not the original poster. That is you, cute classic, 2954. She posted in our relationship advice. Thank you to you, direct Caterpillar 77 for the rec. Mood spoiler. Weird, but a tentatively positive ending? Less than. Original post. September 3, 2023. My BF, 24M, became friends with his former professor, 25F. Sometime last year. I don't know what to make of it. They seem to be friendly and talk consistently every week. And from what he tells me, it's usually very surface level. Sometime last year after the course ended, my BF, his professor, and some of his male classmates went somewhere to eat together. My BF brought up that he was going to be attending an event, plastic modeling show, and his professor showed interest and invited herself to the event and asked if she could stay at his Airbnb with his friends. My BF and his friends were all okay with it. I unfortunately couldn't attend the event, but from what my BF told me, he and a few of his friends met up at their Airbnb. That same day, his professor comes to my BF's Airbnb and tagged a few of her girlfriends along. I believe they all stayed in the same place. The next day, they go to the event, went to a bar afterwards and got drinks. A lot of them, except my BF, got pretty drunk, and my BF took the liberty of being the designated driver for his professor and her friends. His professor won some model kit from the event, and even in her drunken state, asked my BF if he could stay up with her to work on the kit together. From what my BF tells me, nothing else happened that night. After the event, everyone from that group created a group chat and they continue to plan and talk about future events together. Since then, my BF and his friends had met up with his professor and got to meet his professor's fiancée at an anime convention, and it sounded like they all got along well. His professor continues to express interest in other events, and it sounds like she may be attending another event with my BF and his friends in the near future. I trust my boyfriend and don't think he is hiding anything from me. Honestly speaking, I think it's hard for me to understand their friendship as it is his professor. I've had a conversation with him on this, and he's let me know that I have nothing to worry about. I would like to hear others' opinions and see what y'all think of this friendship. Is this something I need to be concerned about, or is it really nothing? Thank you all. Edit. The professor was my BF's former professor. She is classified as an adjunct faculty and works as an accountant as her full-time job, which explains why she is a young professor. My BF has not graduated college yet and is still a student at his university. Relevant comments. You should go to one of the events with him. I do struggle with social anxiety, so it makes me uncomfortable to be sharing a space with a lot of unknown people. I am hoping to go to the next event though, since it's local. Her relationship with students is grossly unprofessional. I'm totally with you. I am also quite confused of her choice of friends. I am not sure why, of all places, does she choose to share an Airbnb with her former student and to be drunk with them. She is classified as an adjunct faculty, so she is a professor but is part-time. She works full-time as an accountant. The whole situation feels weird to me. Clarification. Commenter. You say, his professor, what is their specific academic connection? She taught him once years ago and now they're roughly equals and friends? Or she's his primary support for a PhD? Or what? Oop. The first option, she taught him last year and now are now friends. He is no longer in a course with her. I totally understand how it's possible for students and their professors to be friendly. But I've never heard or seen of a friendship where you consistently talk and hang out together so casually. So she's no longer his professor, they are two adults of the same age and power level. It kind of gives me the same vibes like if a student graduated HS and is friends with their young teacher. OBV, not the same thing. But a student-teacher relationship is there. I think as a teacher, you should still uphold that level of professionalism and mentorship, even if you are no longer the student's teacher. I also want to note that they are technically not equals, since they're both in relationships. She can't be acting however she wants with former students. Update post. October 12, 2023. 1 month, 1 week later. Update. My boyfriend and I had a more heart-to-heart talk regarding his teacher, and he recognizes that it crossed some of my boundaries. He believes that she may be behaving the way she does because when she hangs out with her fiancé's friends, she gets bored with them, and may possibly be seeking attention from other people. Several weeks later, my boyfriend had a conversation with his college instructor regarding their friendship and told her how I didn't feel comfortable of their friendship and how he thinks they should keep communication at a minimum. She brought up how she understands because her fiancé also had an issue with how she chose to share an Airbnb with my BF. She mentions to my boyfriend that she sees him as a brother and that's why she feels really comfortable with him, but that she will try to respect my boyfriend's wishes of keeping conversations at a minimum. Well, even after that talk, she continues to still message my boyfriend weekly on random life updates. And because she is also part of my BF's chat in Discord, one of his friends invited her to attend another plastic modeling show. It occurred recently, and dinner. Since she accepted the invitations, I chose to attend as well so that I could personally meet her. The dinner occurred first and it was very uncomfortable because she practically ignored me the entire night. When she joined us at the table, she greeted my BF but didn't say anything to me. Even my BF noticed and got annoyed, but then introduced us. She got increasingly drunk throughout the night and was saying random stuff about my BF to his friends like, he could have been the best student in my class but it's cause he missed some assignments, and BF's name. Gave me a 5-star review on Rate My Professor. Quote, she ended up not going to the show, but my BF had a chat with his guys and they told him that they want to respect my feelings too and make it a guys' night next time. I would like to hear others' opinions and see if you also think she is acting suspicious. Relevant comment. She wants to have sex with your boyfriend. She's crossing major boundaries. Has he stopped conversation with her? I wouldn't be surprised if that is her intention cause there's some shady people out there. I agree. She is crossing some professional and personal boundaries. And I think it's quite unusual behavior for any teacher to act like that. Yes, he has stopped communicating with her. She was consistently messaging him until last week, so hopefully she got the memo. The fact that she ignored the girlfriend all night after meeting her says it all. When I meet a friend's girlfriend for the first time, I make sure to make her feel included and welcome. This woman very obviously has some hinky motives, and I don't usually jump to that conclusion. It's the biggest red flag when people of the opposite sex are saying, we're just friends, then don't even try to get to know their friend's significant other. Some of my guy friends' wives are some of my favorite people. Yes, he has stopped communicating with her. She was consistently messaging him until last week, so hopefully she got the memo. I am cautiously optimistic. I completely understand why Oop is suspicious of the professor's behavior. I've been friends with former professors but not inviting myself to stay. Ignoring the girlfriend and making my own partner uneasy sort of friends. However, there is one bit I don't understand. I also want to note that they are technically not equals, since they're both in relationships. She can't be acting however she wants with former students. The comment this is a response to says, she's no longer his professor, they are two adults of the same age and power level. How does dating other people make them unequal in age and power dynamic? OOP's reasoning on this makes no sense to me. My mother was a professor who became friends with some of the grad students she advised, and even had some parties at the house with them where there was some moderate to serious drinking going on. So I was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. Getting sloppy drunk at the dinner and talking up the boyfriend while ignoring OOP forfeited that benefit. The suspicions are right on target, and the professor's fiancé is probably rethinking his choices right now as well. I was very friendly with many of my professors in grad school, and as a TA was close with some students. I would never have dreamed of acting this way with someone who was still a student at the same college, even if they weren't my student anymore. And I can't imagine any of my professors doing the same, even as we got to the point of doing more work together. My brain is just boggling at this. Damn, it's possible to be a professor at 25. In my 30 years on this earth, I have never heard of a plastic modeling show. I don't like how OOP is pushing all the blame on his GF. Oh, well, GF is uncomfortable. No. Hey professor, I am the one who feels like some boundaries have been crossed. Also, her own BF is unhappy. But for the sake of a random student, not a lifelong friend, she plows on. She could have done a slow fade. I also want to note that they are technically not equals, since they're both in relationships. IDK what she thinks equals means, but I'm pretty sure you don't have to be single to be equals. When I met my husband, his very close female friends made such an effort with me, which I really appreciated. The one that didn't was known to have a crush on him. And when my close male friends have brought partners around, I've made an effort to be as welcoming and friendly as I can. The only reason you wouldn't be is jealousy and disrespect. Glad OOP's BF saw the signs. Here are my 2 cents. Having friends of the opposite sex is not a problem as long as there are clear boundaries. I feel that the BF spending a night at Prof's place alone without anyone else there was highly inappropriate, regardless of what was done, even if she had the most innocent intentions. A grown woman didn't realize it despite both parties being in relationships. WTF. Can't really say much, but all I can say is that this is pretty weird. I think it's pretty clear that the professor is clearly trying to hit on the BF. Especially with the way she acts and all. Don't know where this would head, but I will remain optimistic on this situation. Oh, she definitely wants to bang her BF. Next she'll go to OP's BF for her relationship problems. My BF this. My BF that. I wish he was like you. Any woman who has no desire for the guy who then meets the GF doesn't ignore the GF. You do, however, ignore your competition. She is very inappropriate. She is still an adjunct professor and he, and some of the friends, is still enrolled in college. It's like a professor dropping by a college party or dorm party or frat party. I understand she is a random accountant who is teaching a course, but she should still behave professionally. Well, obviously she is engaged but wants to get into other people's pants and also is drunk all the time. I say this as a professor. Adjunct. Full professor. Ta. I don't care. If the student is enrolled at an institution you are teaching at, and you have done and could potentially teach again, assign grades to them again, then this level of interaction is inappropriate even before the final paragraph. The dinner occurred first and it was very uncomfortable because she practically ignored me the entire night. When she joined us at the table, she greeted my BF but didn't say anything to me. Even my BF noticed and got annoyed, but then introduced us. Yeah, I was kinda neutral, giving Professor the benefit of the doubt. Until this part. Oop, she's after her man. Whenever a SO voices concern over their partner's relationship with one of their friends, and someone busts out the line, she is like a brother, sister to me, my spidey sense always starts to tingle. More often than not, it's actually a wacky waving inflatable arm tube man with red flags attached to each arm. In reality, it's a horrible excuse to hide your feelings for someone. When the truth comes out that they actually have romantic feelings for their self-appointed brother, sister, I can't help but think of the accidental incest that comes along with it. Ew. And just to mention in this story, I'm glad Oop was taken seriously by her boyfriend and his friends. That's huge. But I also feel horrible for the professor's fiancé. I hope he figures out who she is before he marries her. People after the first post saying she is grossly unprofessional is really weird emo. She's 25, and she's acting like a 25-year-old, with people her own age. Jesus.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. EpicAriaCast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.